1 month now after the historic passing of bipartisan gun control legislation, House Democrats are now pushing new gun legislation. This would ban semi-automatic weapons, and tomorrow the manufacturers of many semi-automatic weapons will face questions at a hearing hosted by the House Oversight Committee. And joining us now is the Congresswoman who invited them and the chair of the House Oversight Committee, Representative Carolyn Maloney. Congresswoman, thank you for being back on the program. So tell me, is this new legislation to ban semi-automatic weapons, is this meant to do what the initial bipartisan gun legislation did not do?
Well, we need to continue building on the work of passing historic gun reform legislation, and my hearing this week should be a wake-up call to action for Congress to act to hold these gun manufacturers accountable for the deadly weapons that they're manufacturing that are killing innocent Americans. We expect to pass a bill banning assault weapons. We did this in 1994. It sunsetted after 10 years, but during that period, gun deaths went down. So this is important legislation. Believe me, TJ, if guns made us safer, we'd be the safest nation on earth. We're far from it. We're the most dangerous. As
again, that stat we always hear, we have more guns in this country than we actually do people in the country. But still, what chance does this legislation have? And do you have the votes right now, even in the House? Because even if it gets past the House, I think most would agree it has no chance in the Senate.
Well, we will get it through the House, I believe. I believe we have the votes in the House. The Senate is a challenge, but we need to take a vote and hold people accountable with the American public that has had it with these mass shootings in schools and in our synagogues and churches, our neighborhoods. It's got to get these dangerous guns off the street.
Congresswoman, what do you think? You said you're not sure if you have the votes yet. You think you'll have them in the House. But even talking to Senator Chris Murphy last week, and I asked him, I said, where is the next step? What negotiations are going on for the possible next piece of gun legislation? And he just said, hey, we just got this one done. Just give us a minute to implement this one, and nothing else really, even for him who's been so passionate on this issue. He thought we needed to just give it a beat. So why so quickly? You think there is momentum right now that needs to be taken advantage of?
After Buffalo and Uvalde, the innocent murders of so many school children, they are we have more mass shootings in schools than any place in the world. More people die, roughly 40,000 a year from gun violence, and we need to take steps. We need to hold people accountable, and we need to continue putting a focus on it like you are today, and passing legislation that will make it safer for our citizens. Other countries don't have this challenge. Only America. Usually they have a mass shooting and they pass gun safety laws, and that's it. But we have mass shooting after mass shooting, and we know what to do. Unlike so many challenges where we don't have the answer, we know gun safety laws are important and what they are, and that we need to pass them, so we need to keep trying.
And Congresswoman, I know I think the hearing is tomorrow. You invited these gun manufacturers, the head of these companies, to come. First question, how well attended do you think it's going to be? How many CEOs and gun manufacturers, the executives, do you expect to have there? And what does it look like to hold a gun maker accountable for a gun? Yes, they make them, but then they don't sell them or use them. So where do you see their accountability, and where do they need to be doing better?
Well, I would say we have invited 3 manufacturers, CEOs. 2 have accepted. One is dodging us and not responding to our requests for documents, and we intend to hold them accountable eventually in some form. But to your question, most industries have a responsibility for their products. We have liability on our cars. Every time there's a car wreck, we study it. We should do the same thing with guns. We should have liability on guns. They're far more dangerous than cars. And then the drug industry, they keep records of how much problems result from their drugs. We should be doing the same thing with guns. There are ways to hold them accountable. Stay tuned. You'll hear more information from our hearing this week, and we are working on additional legislation that we'll be coming forward with, hopefully that will make America safer for our citizens.
We always do, Congresswoman. Appreciate you answering the call and being a guest here on the show. So thank you so much. Good luck tomorrow. We certainly will be watching.
Thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.